जय गोपीजन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीर वनचारी यमुना तीर वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महाराज की, श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंह देव भगवान की, श्री निताई गौ सुंदर की, पतित पावन शिला प्रभुपाद की, समस्त गौर भक्तवृंद की, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं, देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया, भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Studying from Granthras Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3rd, entitled as Status Quo, Chapter number 25, entitled as The Glories of Devotional Service, and today's text is 16. Granthras Srimad Bhagavatam की जय, पतित पावन शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। अहं ममाभिमानोत्थये कामलोभादिभिर्मलैः, वित्तं यदा मनः शुद्धं अदुःखम् असुखं समम्। अहं ममाभिमानोत्थये कामलोभादिभिर्मलैः, वित्तं यदा मनः शुद्धं अदुःखम असुखम समम। अहं ममाभिमानोत्थये कामलोभादिभिर्मलैः, वित्तं यदा मनः शुद्धं अदुःखम असुखम समम। Word for word meaning: Aham, I, Mama, mine, Abhimana, from the misconception, Utthaya, produced, Kama, lust, Lobha, greed, Adivihi, and so on, Malayha, from the impurities, Vittam, freed, Yada, when, Mana, the mind, Suddham, pure, Adukham, without distress, Asukham, without happiness, Samam, equipoised. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: when one is completely cleansed of the impurities of lust and greed, produced from the false identification of the body as I and bodily possessions as mine, one's mind becomes purified. In that pure state, he transcends the stage of so-called material happiness and distress. Once again, when one is completely cleansed of the impurities of lust and greed produced from the false identification of the body as I and bodily possession as mine, one's mind becomes purified. In that pure state, he transcends the stage of so-called material happiness and distress. Purport: Kama and Lobha are the symptoms of material existence. Everyone always desires to possess something, and it is said here that desire and greed are the products of false identification of oneself with the body. When one becomes free from this contamination, then his mind and consciousness also becomes freed and attain their original state. Mind, consciousness and living entity exist. Whenever we speak of living entity, this includes the mind and consciousness. The difference between conditional life and liberated life occurs when we purify the mind and consciousness. When they are purified, one becomes transcendental to material happiness and distress. In the beginning, Lord Kapila has said that perfect yoga enables one to transcend the platform of material distress and happiness. How this can be done is explained here. One has to purify his mind and consciousness. This can be done by the Bhakti Yoga system. As explained in Narad Pancharatra, one's mind and senses should be purified. Tat paratvena nirmalam. One's senses must be engaged in devotional service to the Lord. That is the process. The mind must have some engagement. One cannot make the mind vacant. Of course, there are some foolish attempts to try to make the mind vacant or void, but that is not possible. The only process that will purify the mind is to engage it in the Krishna. The mind must be engaged. If we engage our mind in Krishna, naturally the consciousness becomes fully purified and there is no chance of entrance of material desires and greed. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha. Mukam karoti vachalam Pangum langhayate girim Yat kripatamaham bande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyam Iswaram. So this chapter is entitled as The Glories of Devotional Service, and we will understand one of glories of devotional service as explained in this very purport. We are always constantly attacked by lust and greed. It is said lust, greed and adivihi. Lust, greed, anger, pride, illusion, madness. There are 6 enemies living very nicely, very strategic position inside our heart. Nobody can do anything. They have taken a very strategic location. If they are anywhere outside, then people can shoot them down. But they are staying inside. The enemy is inside home. It's very difficult to get them out. And one is constantly turmoiled by these enemies. Our life become miserable if we see one by one because of all of these things. People commit crime because they feel greedy. Why there is a need to steal? One can easily live with whatever is being provided. Why people steal? Because they want to possess more and more. And when they go to steal, they are caught, and they are punished. And they regret, oh, why I have done this. Similarly, so many Nirbhaya cases comes. Now people do all sorts of crazy things. Why they do these things? Because lust is prominent in their heart. They would have become free from the lust. The life would have become so peaceful, happy. The world would have become so nice place to stay. Similarly, pride, anger. Anger is said one letter short danger. We don't know what we are saying. When people become angry, the eyes becomes red. The whole body starts trembling. Feel greatly contaminated. So anger, pride, all these things, they are constantly trouble us. And they have taken a very strategic location inside our heart. Our whole educational system is supposed to be meant to make oneself free from these enemies. Why one is trained? So that he can fight against all these unwanted things. But unfortunately, in our educational system, it is more and more catered to these things. There is a data that people, before going to higher education, they are thinking about the society. They want to contribute something for society. They are more selfless. But when they come out of this higher educational system, they become more selfish. So this was when data was analyzed. So this is what is our educational system. Actually, therefore it is called avidya. Adding more and more to ignorance. Real education is here in Srimad Bhagavatam. Here it is described that how one can become free from all these unwanted things. Lust and greed. Very difficult otherwise. Very difficult. And Prabhupada went into 60s Western countries, America, and he saw that many rich people's son, they're loitering in the street, they become hippies, they take drugs, they do all sorts of crazy things. And the government also is very worried what's going to happen, they are future of our country, what's going to happen, and they're spending millions of dollars to get them back to original normal state. But they are not successful. And Srila Prabhupada, an old elderly man with nothing in hand, with unknown culture, he just lands in midst of them. And then he start them engaging in this process. And they, one by one, many of them, they become purified. This is the process. One can become free from lust and greed. This is the proof. Here it is said, when one is completely cleansed of impurities of lust and greed produced from the false identification of the body as I and body possessions as mine, one's mind becomes purified. In that pure state, he transcends the stage of so-called material happiness and distress. What is described here, that this lust, greed and all other things, unwanted things, they develop because we identify ourselves with the body. I am so and so, I am boy, I am girl, I am American, I am Indian, I am old, I am young, I am beautiful, I am ugly. Like there's so many misconceptions, just all coming from the body. So from these misconceptions arise, I am lust and greed and all other things. All other things means anger, pride, illusion, madness. So all other things comes from this I and possession. Everything related to body is possessed by me. I am owner of this house. This house belongs to me. This car belongs to me. I am the owner of this car. All these things you see, various paraphernalia, they all belongs to me. You see that person who is my brother, that is my sister, and he is my friend and he is my enemy. This is all conceptions is coming because of I and mine. Aham, I, mameti, mine. Aham mameti. This because of this misconception further generates lust, greed, anger, all these things. Lust, greed, anger, they are not part of the soul. They are produced in this material world as soon as soul start thinking himself as body and things related with body as theirs, as his. So this all lust, greed, anger, they all come up. So here it is mentioned, when one is completely cleansed of impurities of lust and greed produced from the false identification of the body as I and bodily possessions as mine, one's mind becomes purified. One mind becomes purified. If we deeply analyze, we will understand this. Why one become greedy? Why we want to possess things? Greed means to possess things more than necessary. I already got 4 shirts, but I am not satisfied. I want to get 10 shirts. So I am greedy to possess shirts. I already got 1 car which is enough for me to come and go. But then, no, I need at least 4 or 5 cars in my garage. I already have 1 house, not satisfied. So I need so many other more houses. So these are all greed. I have bank balance, this is enough for my lifetime. But no, it is, I need to have more bank balance. All greed. So possessing more than necessary is greed. This is what is mentioned here. So when we start possessing things, thinking that it belongs to me, so it is coming from concept I and mine. Similarly, lust is defined Krishnendriya Priti Vancha Prem Dhare Nama Swendriya Priti Kama Dhare Nama. Means if we have desire to serve Krishna, it is love. But when that desire is to serve myself, my senses, that is lust. So various forms we can see lust. So I want to satisfy myself. Which myself? I am thinking this is my body, this is my senses. Because of this misconception, I am thinking that I need to be happier by satisfying these senses. But in reality, soul is not body, soul is not senses, it's beyond that. Body and senses are material, soul is completely spiritual. But since soul is thinking himself as body and senses, immediately he wants to satisfy those body and senses, and that is lust. So this lust, greed and all these things are coming because of misconception of aham mameti, I and mine, aham mameti. So this is the root cause, and then the solution is there, how one can become free of it. Here in purport, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that one has to purify one's mind and consciousness, because all these things are actually characteristics of unpurified, contaminated mind and contaminated consciousness. Lust, greed, anger, all these things are contaminated consciousness, contaminated mind. So that's the thing. We have to purify our mind and our consciousness. It is suggested by Krishna to Arjuna that control your mind, because Controlled mind is the best friend and uncontrolled mind is the worst enemy. We don't have to go around searching who is my friend, who is my enemy. Both are here. If our mind is listening to sadhu, shastra and guru, it is controlled, it is listening to good instructions, it is good for us, friend. But the same mind is against of all this, then it's become worst enemy. It will lead us to danger. So one has to be watch out. So Krishna is suggesting Arjuna, you should control your mind. Arjuna immediately is saying, very powerful Kshatriya. No, he's got a controlling tendency. He's telling, hey Krishna, I can control the wind, but mind I cannot control. Very difficult to control. It's not possible to control mind. And he's telling why we cannot control. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balava dhidam. He's telling 4 things, 4 reasons why one cannot control the mind. He's telling first, because the mind is flickering. See, if something is there located in one place, one can go and tie it up, or one can restrict. But if at one point of time it is here and you go there and suddenly you see it's not there, it's gone somewhere else. It's constantly moving from one place to another place, flickering. It's very difficult, to subdue such an enemy which can immediately turn its position. Here, sometime there, sometime there. So very difficult to control the mind because it's flickering. Now it's sitting here on Vyasasana and immediately it will be gone to moon. You go to search in Vyasasana, but it is there on the moon. How you will reach? Flickering. Very difficult to control mind because it's not constantly, it's not steady, it's not in one place. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati. Very obstinate. It's like a small child. Child is going with his father and suddenly he sees chocolate shop and he wants chocolate. Father says, okay, small boy, you take one chocolate. But he says, no, I want one more chocolate. Very difficult for fathers to convince him, no, one is enough, he's not listening, he'll just gives him one slap. Then he keeps quiet. Then he goes and after some time he sees another shop. And then he suddenly is reminded of the chocolate and then he starts again same drama. So this is obstinate, very obstinate. If some ideas come for sense gratification and we have nicely already got nicely trained, no, this is not good for us. Already we had been punished earlier, but still after some time the same force of this thing will come back. Very difficult to control. Pramati. Very obstinate. Pramati. So very difficult to control such person. However, you train him, still he keeps on lingering to the same thing. Obstinate. Such persons are very difficult to train. Then Balava, very strong. Mind is very, very strong. We can see if some idea comes inside our mind, very difficult to take it out. We know it's going to ruin us, but very difficult to take it out from our head. Very, very strong. People do lots of criminal activities. It's not that they don't know about it. They know this, but then helplessly they do it. Helplessly they do it. Very, very strong. Balava, very strong. It's like very strong for very strong enemy. Very difficult to control such things. Then and it is described that turbulent. The mind is turbulent. The turbulent example is given. A very nice calm lake is there. Nice water is there. Very big lake. Nice calm. We take one small gravel stone. and then just throw it inside. And we see that with that small stone, the whole lake is disturbed. So many waves are formed constantly, turbulent. So when one's idea get inside our heart, very difficult. It's agitate the whole thing. A small thing makes a huge impact. This is we can see if somebody would have done some small mistake and then immediately we become so angry. Mind becomes so disturbed. A small thing only. They would have neglected it. But then it's very difficult to neglect because mind is turbulent, very turbulent. A small thing would have neglected what is there, next time we won't do it, but very difficult to control the mind, turbulent. So Arjuna has analyzed all these things and saying, oh Krishna, because of all these things it's very difficult to control mind, very difficult. So here it is described that how one can purify one's mind, one's consciousness, which Arjuna himself is finding very difficult. Here in Prabhupada is explaining that though mind is very, very difficult to control, but Iswara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhi Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna is cause of all causes, he is Parameswara. For us it is very difficult to control, but not for Krishna. If we surrender to Krishna, it can be very easily brought under control. So if you want to control the mind, very, very, very easy. Just surrender to lotus feet of the Lord. Whatever mind it may be, can be immediately brought to control. So what is explained here? That mind can be purified immediately by engaging in service of Lord. And we can see that example how these hippies were so quickly purified by performing devotional service as guided by Srila Prabhupada. Otherwise, very difficult. If you go rehabilitation center, they are not able to change anybody. But then all those people voluntarily they were changed very quickly. How is possible? Because it's for us difficult to control the mind, but when it is given to Krishna, then it automatically becomes controlled. Everything is controlled. We can see all these planets. Yachakchuresha savita sakala grahanam raja samasta suramurti rasesa teja yasyagya brahmati samprita kala chakro govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. Yesterday we hearing from Prabhupada that sun, moon, all these planets, they are rotating in their orbit, and even slightly, slightest part of a degree of change of their movement can create havoc. Suppose if sun is slightly changed its movement, then all of us can be finished in no time. The whole thing can be burnt up. But then is perfectly maintaining its orbit. And how? By the fear of Lord Krishna. Yasyagya bhramati sambrita kala chakro. Is very afraid. So it's just going on, systematically going on. From so many years, from time immemorial, systematically. And all the planets are going on like this. So wonderfully controlled by, so wonderfully everything is controlled by Krishna. What to speak of this mind? If we surrender ourselves, if we fix our mind in lotus feet of Lord Krishna, then immediately it will be under control. Immediately it will be purified. We become free from all this lust, greed, anger, pride. All these things will become free from this. Here we see there is an analogy is given as fire of digestion. Digest everything inside we put. Everything is digested. We don't know how it is digested. We eat so many things, but finally everything is digested. Similarly, the fire of devotional service will digest all these things very easily. So this is devotional service. It's not a sentimental process as is misunderstood by many people. that, oh, what is this? These people, they have nothing to do, so they are simply chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Better get up, do something for the society. There's so many things going on. We need to help people, but lesser people understand that this is the real help. If people become self-controlled, then we don't need any police department. No criminal department is required. This is not a great help. So this is the real education should be imparted everywhere. Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki, Sri Nitai Gaur Sundar ki, Patit Pavan Sila Prabhupada ki Jai. And we see there are so many psychiatric centers. There are so many people now. The mental health is become most critical area. It's called distress is number one killer. There's so many people, they don't die with heart attack, cancer, this thing, that thing. So many diseases are there. So many people die because of this thing, distress. So many people affected. One out of three in Western countries, they have this psychiatric problem. And why these things are there? Because people are distressed, not happy. People even don't go to doctors, they are also not happy. Nobody is happy in this world. If we want to really help them, if we want to really help ourselves, because we also want to become happy, we also want to become free from distress, then we should take this process of performing devotional service, serving Lord Krishna. And what is this devotional service? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. Is explained by Prahlad Maharaj, the 9 limbs of devotional service. It starts with chanting the holy name of the Lord. Chanting the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Is the panacea. One medicine for all the disease. All material disease. Just by chanting the holy name of the Lord, our heart is cleansed. Cheto darpan marjanam bhav mahadavagni nirvapanam sreya kairava chandrika vitarnam vidya vadhu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam patipadam purnamita swadanam sarvatma snapanam paramam vijayate Shri Krishna sankirtanam. So as we chant the holy name of the Lord, our heart is purified, our mind is purified. Immediately, Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam, we discover more and more happiness. That happiness is not belongs to this material happiness. This is a very special happiness, because any happiness in material world has beginning and end. Very little also. See, any experience, if you get good experience, doesn't last for a long time. Flickering. But this happiness keeps on increasing, never decreases, it keeps on increasing, unlimited, and it's there always, Saswatam. So this is happiness one receives by connecting with Krishna. Why? Because Krishna is source of all happiness. This material world is source of miseries. Dukkhalayam asaswatam. But Krishna is source of all happiness. So as soon as we connect with Krishna, we all become happier. But as soon as we disconnect with Krishna, connect with this material world, thinking I am this, I am so and so, this all belongs to me, aham mameti, then we become distressed. We become unhappy. But as soon as we connect with Krishna, immediately we'll experience that real happiness. So this is what is explained here. So we may try to be happy, free from distress by various ways and means, but at the end we'll understand that we're not still happy. We can see from our life itself. From very beginning of life, we all work hard, thinking that if I achieve this, then my problems will be solved. If I earn so much, then I don't need anything. But then we see that when we earn that money, when that things is received, then we hanker for something more. In this material world, we'll always see there's somebody above us and somebody is below us. Always. So when we become crorepati, then we see there's so many Arabpatis are there. Then we want to become Arabpati. Okay. So constantly it disturbs us. I am not Arabpati. I am not billionaire. I am only millionaire. And then we work hard to become a billionaire. And when we become billionaire, we see there's so many people who are greater billionaire than us. Then this constant struggle is there. In this material world, there will be always someone above and someone below us. Only Krishna is called Asam Urdhva. Nobody is greater or equal to him. But all living entities will have this. Somebody will be greater than, or somebody will be equal or lower. We cannot change this equation. So all this distress and happiness are due to our own, due to contamination of our own mind and consciousness, and it is possible to purify them by engaging them in service of the Lord. And when they are engaged in service of the Lord with purified mind and consciousness, we can become free from happiness and distress. We can experience real happiness. So this is this is what is mentioned here. This Kapila Dev is explaining to his mother Devhuti about the glories of devotional service. Tantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Patit Pawan Prabhupada ki jai.